Uh-oh. When the towel's up, you know what that means. It's plant time. So corny. This video is about my favorite variegated plants in February 2024. I recommend these, easy to grow, can actually deal with neglect because, you know, let's be honest, a lot of these videos are about plants that I neglect. Horrible, horrible, I know. But anyway, I just want to show you these guys because if you can get your hands on them, I recommend it. They're beautiful, they're fun, they grow well, and they're unique and all that good stuff. So first up, we have the variegated purple heart, also known as the pink stripe, Tradescentia. Low light, you can see it becomes a green and cream or green, dark green, light green variegation like striping. Undersides have that purple tinge, but the more light it gets, that whitish or light green turns into a bright pink. You can see these guys were in full sun. This is completely away from the window, so it's not getting any direct light. And I don't mind this. I don't mind this variegation either way. Of course, it's more stunning when you have that bright pink like this with the purple undersides. But I also don't mind the cream. So yeah, these grow just as well, maybe not as fast as the regular purple heart or the blue Sue or green queen, because the variegation is not as much chlorophyll, so it doesn't make food as quickly or as abundantly as it does when it's just green or purple. And but it still does grow nicely, and it's easy to propagate. It just to take a cutting and it grows roots out of the nodes, and you'll have some forever and ever, amen. And they do really well outdoors during the warmer months, and they will have that beautiful pink stripe color. Just stunning. People stop and take a look because it's very cool. Anyway, that's this one. If you have any questions on this, just let me know. Oh, and I'd say the majority of the plants I'm showing you today are in soil. I know. Calm down. It's okay. Next up, we have a plant that was a huge wish list plant for so many people, and it was so expensive for so long. And now, because it's tissue cultured, it is very easy to get a hold of, or at least easier, and it's cheaper. This is the Syngonium milk confetti. You can see the beautiful creamy milky color with the pink splatter on it. Let's see if there's another one that has a nice variegation. This one here has a cool variegation. It also has a dark green patch there. But yeah, these plants, you know, Syngoniums, if you have Syngonium, you know that for the most part, they're pretty easy. This one, I kind of leave alone. I let it dry out until it wilts. Oh, look at this leaf here. That's a cool leaf. I let it dry out until it wilts. It is in soil still. Usually I would take them out, put them in water culture. This one, as an experiment, I said, let me keep this in soil. This one's cool too. I'm going to keep this in soil, and I'm going to kind of ignore it until it demands my attention, because what I've noticed is I overly take care of my plants sometimes, and plants like Syngonium don't really like that so much. So this has proven to be successful. It's got a bunch of new leaves. I've had this for quite some time. It's doing really well, and guess what? It's in soil. And the fact that I let the soil dry out until it wilts, I don't have fungus gnat issues with this plant in particular. So I recommend it if you can get a hold of it. It's really cool. Who knows? It may come back around again and be a rare plant in a couple of years or a few years. I don't see that happening anytime soon because it's all over the place, but these leaves are really cool looking. I love the variegation, and I love the cream coloring. It's just really cool. So this does not get any direct light at all. It's completely away from the window. And maybe that's why I don't see as much variegation as I was hoping for. But some of these leaves are coming out with some cool splatters of pink. But anyway, really easy to take care of. You can forget about it. It won't hold it against you. Let's put it that way. This one continuously is fainting when I forget to water it. But that's the relationship we currently have, so I'm not going to change anything. This, I believe, has slow release fertilizer in it, so I don't have to consciously fertilize it right now. I may change that up in time, I don't know, but I'm leaving this in soil as long as possible just to see, you know, if neglect will help me be able to grow plants in soil again, because I just don't like soil. just don't like soil. Anyway, that's that one. Moving along. Here's one that's not in soil. Okay, this is in my lava rock. Let me see if you can see the roots. Where are they? There are some roots up there. There they are. All those beautiful roots. Okay, this is a Plectranthus, Swedish ivy, Coleodes, something like that. It's variegated, of course, because that's what this video is about. Some of the branches come out fully white. They won't survive. You can already see the growth point on this one that has no green in it. It's already starting to crisp up a little bit. But under normal circumstances, the variegation is mostly on the outer edges of the leaves. And as you can see, it sprouts new growth at the nodes in the leaf axils really, really easily and quickly. This plant is really cool because it eventually drapes and trails, which I love. I love trailing plants. And very easy to take care of, especially because it's in lava rock. All I got to do is make sure that it's topped up. I do give these guys fertilizer. I give them the orchid fertilizer. It's in the description if you want to order some. And it does great. And I just really kind of love, number one, how fast it grows. Number two, the variegation is beautiful. And number three, propagation is severely easy. So I recommend this plant a lot, especially if you want something trailing that's beautiful, that's easy. And if you look closely on some of these leaves, there is the outer whitish cream. There's the next layer, which is a lighter green, and then the middle layer is a dark green. So it's almost like a tricolor situation going on, but it's not as obvious as some other plants that are labeled as tricolor. But you can see the different colors of green on there. Dark green in the middle, lighter green, and then the whitish cream. Really cool. And the leaves have a very interesting, almost minty smell. I mean, again, this is Plectranthus, so it is in the mint family, and I have a huge Plectranthus collection because I love them a lot. I really love these plants. They're just so easy and they're beautiful and they just work with you. So yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, so that's that one. Okay, next. Let's move this over here. All right, we have something again in soil, which I know it's unusual for me. This is a variegated ghost plant. This is the Graptopedilum paraguayense, but it is variegated. Look at how cool that is. These are not as common as I wish they would be, but get a load of how this variegates. Some of the new leaves come out, you know, colored normally. This is purple because these are in underneath grow lights, so you know, the coloring isn't going to be green and cream. It's going to be mostly purple and cream because that's what Paraguayense does. So you can see that's like the color of the normal leaves when it's under sun stress. And this is with the variegation. I just think they're really cool. It almost highlights the middle of the rosette, making it look even more like a flower than a normal non-variegated Graptopedilum. So that's something that's really cool. These are easy to propagate via leaves, but there is a challenge if you're propagating the variegated leaves, because depending on where the variegation is in the leaf and how it's presenting itself, when I've tried to propagate them, it comes out normal color. So I'm gonna do some more experimentation, but propagation may need to be by chopping the top, chop and prop. I don't like saying beheading, it just sounds so vulgar, but chopping and propping, it may be the main way to propagate these guys because of the variegation and how the variegation works in this plant. But I don't care, I think it's beautiful and I recommend it. As you can see, the leaves are curled. It's so dry and thirsty. I have not watered this in a long time. But, you know, succulents like Paraguayense, like Graptopedilum, they don't mind it and they actually prefer it. So this one's gonna get watered as soon as this video is done, but I just think it's beautiful, don't you? I know you do. Anyway, this is Graptopedilum. I don't fertilize these really much at all. If I do, it's just the exception to the rule. I just kind of water them when they're dry like this and then just forget about them and they're perfectly fine. Propagation is just as fast as a normal Graptopedilum, except like I said, variegation is not guaranteed necessarily, at least not from the leaves that I attempted to propagate from. They just are normal graptopetalum. So anyway, yeah, easy peasy. Bright light is the key, otherwise they'll etiolate. They'll stretch even more than these guys are because these are directly under lights. The rosette won't be as tight. It'll just be kind of stemmy. And if you like that look, then go for it. But, you know, most people say, oh, it's etiolated, you need more light. So I'm like, everybody calm down. I'll put it under the lights. But yeah, really cool, right? I think it's pretty. And not something you see very often. I have next up something you do see very often. It's everywhere. But the reason why I'm bringing it up and it's part of this video is because it is so easy. And this one has been neglected. I got it. It wasn't a rescue. I say rescue a lot of times when I'm just paying normal price for something and I'm bringing it home to take care of it. But this one I would have considered a rescue because look at how damaged a lot of these leaves were when I got it. This one here, it's cut. This one's got a slice in it. But this is a variegated Peperomia obtusifolia. Love these guys because they don't really need too much. Look at this. See, this is old damage from when I originally purchased this. And I have this in a tray with a couple of Hoya, and it's got the wick watering from the store. So I just kind of water the pan and then it soaks it up. But it dries out regularly, and because this is a thick-leaved Peperomia, it may wilt a little bit, but it continues on once you water it. So Peperomia in particular, I love the obtusifolia variegated varieties. I have a regular green, I have this one, and I'm looking to get the marble just because I like, when I find a plant that I like and that works for me and my environment and how I take care of my plants, I want to get every variety possible of that plant because I know I can do it. I know I can take care of them. Really pretty, right? You see them everywhere, but if you look at them and really take the time to look, there's some really cool variegation out there. So yeah, anyway, Peperomia obtusifolia. I do give these feed only because I'm feeding the Hoya that they're in the same tray with. So they kind of get it, not purposefully, but I'm gonna water everything in that tray with the same nutrients. So yeah, they're not particularly fast growers. That's the only complaint I would have. They're not like Plectranthus. Plectranthus is like the Superman of the plant world, but still these guys are beautiful and they're variegated. Look at that, that's a cool leaf. And you can propagate these from leaves, but again, more times than not, unless you get something that has like variegation in the petiole, the leaf stem, you're probably just gonna get a reversion of a green obtusifolia. That happened to me a couple times. One way you can combat that, if you want to propagate these and get all different varieties, is a little secret. Everybody listens to the secret. I'm going to talk quietly. If you want to get different varieties, different variegations off of one plant, one thing that I did, which is kind of cool, is you can cut it in the middle of a leaf, wherever there's like a lot of different variegation. Plant the leaf in your propagating medium, whatever that may be, and wherever there are veins, most of the veins will have new little plants growing. First roots will come out and then new little plants. So that means the vein over here will have leaves that have coloring like what's around that vein, and so on. So you can get completely white ones that probably won't survive. Variegated with high variegation with a lot of white, which could potentially survive as long as there's enough green in there. And then different shades of green. You can get like that minty green, you can get the dark green, light green, lime green. So if you're gonna propagate a plant like this, especially because it's a Peperomia that you could do this, other plants don't necessarily propagate easily from leaf sections, but I would cut it and on a leaf that you like different variegation areas, and then you can grow completely different looking plants off of one leaf. So don't tell anybody that's our secret. Okay, thank you. Okay, this one's going away now. And the last one we have is one that you all know and love and have seen many times on my channel. It is the Hoya Australis Lisa. This baby has been living in water culture for a long, long time. The roots are very healthy. I just treated it again for mealy bugs because I found a couple of mealy bugs on here. I sprayed it with alcohol and they died, but I have to just keep up with it because, yeah, I just don't like there. You can see them down there. See those little mealy bugs? I sprayed them, but they're still there. So I'm going to spray them again and quarantine this guy. But it's still beautiful and it's still thriving. Still getting its new leaves. Like this guy here has a bunch of new leaves. That over there is not a mealy, that's just a scar. I thought it was too. But I'm gonna spray this again because I hate mealy bugs. It's no secret. But anyway, Hoya Australis Lisa, beautiful, beautiful variegated plant. All Hoya that I have at least can be grown in water culture, can be grown in acrylic yarn, can be grown in semi-hydro. That's usually how I grow them, those three methods. I take them out of soil because they do not thrive in soil here, just my environment. But yes, if you have any questions on any of these beautiful variegated plants, let me know and we will discuss. If you're trying to source them and you're having issues and you live in the United States, I can help you there. If you're outside the United States, I really can't help you because, you know, I don't know what shops have what you're looking for overseas. But anyway, just leave a comment if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.